Good morning, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Mr. Nick Rivera, and I'm currently a student teacher in New York. This channel mainly focuses on, educational topics, positivity, mindfulness, all that fun stuff. So, if you are interested in any and all of those fields, make sure you hit the subscribe button up here, and make sure you hit the bell icon so you never miss another Rivera Teaches video. Alright, so this angle may look a little bit different from the channel trailer, so I had moved my monitor from over here to over here. It's just so we can talk a little bit more, right? And I also upgraded the audio to a brand new little Blue Yeti. So that's exciting. So if you hear a difference in audio, that's why. Today for this video, I just wanted to talk about my journey with being organized. Now, I've never been organized really at all until I really got into student teaching. I mainly like to use an iPad for general note taking and things like that. We'll go over what's on my iPad in a little bit. I just have to figure out how to screen record and put it up here for you guys. And I have a couple of these individual planners right here. I had an old one. This is my old one right here. I just mainly use it for, again, little events and all that. But I have a bigger one. I think it was like 9 by 12 or whatever it is. I have that for just more in-depth analysis on what events I need to get done. Because, with juggling college and university and being in the classroom every day, it's a lot. So just being able to have those different outlets is key for me. So what I'm gonna do is, if this works, I believe it'll work. Cool, you should be able to see my iPad screen now. So this is my general iPad screen, and I use a little third-party stylus with the palm rejection, so I can just lay my hand on the iPad like this. I just bumped the mic, I'm so sorry. But I also have a Apple Pencil Subway. So sometimes I like to use the Apple Pencil if I like to do little pressure sensitive notes. Use the third-party stylus for anything else. So we'll use the third-party stylus today. And here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go through each folder and show you what I have in there. And I think there's nothing. Oh, that's the expansion wallet. We'll talk about that in a second. So we're just gonna move. Okay, hold on. I guess I'm using the Apple Pencil this time. So we're gonna move it over to here. Then we go in here and organize it by name. Just like that. Alright, so let's start out. Let's start out here with my essentials. Amazon first. I love browsing on Amazon just to see what kind of fun things they have for the classroom. So that's on there. I have the App Store, self-explanatory. Calendar holds all my events, which is very, very nice. In case if I do end up missing an event, it just reminds me on the calendar the day before. So that's exciting. New York expansion wallet, that is something for New York State only, I believe. What happens with that is when you get fully vaccinated, what you can do is you can scan your vaccination card and it'll instantly input into New York State systems, so that if you go to events that require you to be fully vaccinated, you can just show your phone and just it's right there. Files, just in case I ever use it. I rarely ever use it. PDF Expert, if I'm reading an article, I'm able to highlight, circle, write notes in the margins, things like that. And then settings, I have to go into settings and see. I'll have a software update. Okay, I'll do that afterwards. But for those who are wondering, I have the iPad 8th generation, 128 gigs. Because 32 gigs is a little bit too less for my liking. So let's go into the extras now. Books I never use, clock I never use, FaceTime I only use for my iPhone. Find My is really key in case if I ever lose my iPad. Messages I never use on the iPad. Motivation, this is what this widget is for. So if I click on this widget, I like to have my widgets all on the side here with the calendar, motivation in the bottom, and my batteries. So you can see my Apple Pencil is kind of low. So if I plug it in, it'll just update. Just like that. I'm so cool with it. Alright, so let's go into teaching now. These are all my teacher apps. There's nothing specific with the school I'm working with, so everything can stay in the folder for now. I'm not going to click into the Google Classroom or the Google Drive or Gmail, anything like that. Not going to click into that. Just general. Have it on the iPad for those reasons. Google Doc, just in case if I have a lesson plan on Google Doc and I want to transfer it over. That's what that's for. GoodNotes is my favorite app no matter what. Don't worry about that. That was a little handwritten note that I have for my last session. So you can see on my screen, I have a note section. I have my student teaching session 2 and student teaching session 1. I'm currently working in the session 1 folder right now. That had just recently ended. So now I'm on to session 2 and you can see the folder's empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple folders. I'm going to name this, I don't know, lesson, and you can see me writing on the screen. You can see me writing on the screens here. I'm gonna write this lesson plans, just in case if I have any lesson plans that are on Google Doc, I can just transfer them over to GoodNotes and do the same thing as PDF Expert. Highlight, circle, write in the margins, things like that. And then we're gonna write, I don't know if you can see the writing, but we're gonna name this evaluations. So for student teaching at my university, you have to do 4 formal evaluations and observations in your 6 or 7 week period, depending on how long your session is, right? So for me, it's just 4 within weeks 2, 3, 4, and 5, because my schedule is a little bit weird. So that's what evaluations are for. Here, since I am going to be in a co-teach session, that's not what I wanted. No. Can I cross that out? Thank you. No. I'm just going to type it in. This is going to be for my IEP notes. Yeah, since I am in a co-teach session, it's going to be some general ed with no IEPs, maybe a 504 here and there. But then some that do have IEPs or individualized educational plans. So if I have any notes on them, I'm just going to throw them into my GoodNotes folder right here, just in case if I forget anything on one of my students' folders and they have extra time on a test or anything like that, I'm able to just pop into my GoodNotes folder and just see, instead of looking at 17 pages for one student. It makes my life a little bit easier. I'm going to do another folder. And I'm going to just name this. I'm just going to name it notes. Just in case if I need to write any notes down. That's right there. And then I'm just going to sort it by name because I'm OCD like that. And I want to have everything alphabetized because it makes it a lot easier for me to find. So that's GoodNotes. And then I can just go in, say if I want to go into notes, I can make a new notebook. And I can choose any type of paper I want. I can choose dark paper. I could choose white paper. I could choose yellow paper. I like the yellow paper a lot. Let's go legal. And I'm going to name this. I'm going to name this right here extra. Because this is just an extra notebook I'm going to have. So I'm going to create that here. I'll flip the iPad vertically. Push the keyboard back. And now you can see I can choose different colors. I can just say I can just write on it. again, since I am using the Apple Pencil here, I am going to see a lot of pressure sensitive movements. You're able to zoom in. You can change the size of the font. And it's just a lot of fun to sit here and write little notes on GoodNotes for a while. It's a lot of fun. All right, let's keep going through the folders. I have Kahoot. I had, in my last placement, I had a little Kahoot game for my students. We were doing, I want to say we were doing Explorers in New York State, since I was in a 3rd and 4th grade room. So that's what we use Kahoot for. Google Meet, just in case if I don't bring my laptop to school one day, I can just go to Google Meet on my iPad, probably connect an AirPod or two, and then just listen to my students who were on the Google Meet. Pinterest, I love Pinterest, y'all. I love Pinterest. I get a lot of my educational ideas and just ideas in general from Pinterest. I don't need to go too much in depth with that. Recorder is something from my school. I have to record a couple lessons here and there for my evaluations. I have to record 4, big evaluation and observations, and they go on the Recorder app. So I'm not going to go too much in depth with that because that is part of my university and I don't want to go too crazy deep into it. Canvas, same thing. And then we love teachers pay teachers here, y'all. I know it's a little frowned upon for teachers who are getting just into the field to use TPT, but it saved me a lot of time just with making my own materials. And don't get me wrong, I love making my own materials, don't get me wrong, but it's just nice to have the resources from TPT into, put them into classroom use. So that's the teaching folder. And since I am doing YouTube, hello, hi, how are you? I have a YouTube folder. Camera, self-explanatory, just in case if I want to record any, vlogs or anything like that on the iPad. I lost my train of thought for a second, but that's okay. Canva, that's how I make my thumbnails. GarageBand, I do like to make a lot of music on the side, so occasionally I might post a lo-fi song here or there, but don't expect too much music because music is what I like to do on the side. Photos, self-explanatory. YouTube, self-explanatory. And then I go into YouTube Studio. This just shows the analytics for the channel. Shout out to the 2 comments from the channel trailer. You're the real MVPs. And I think that's it with what's on my iPad. I'm gonna stop recording. I think that's gonna be it for this video, my friends. It's a little bit of a short one, but I wanted to have a little bit of a shorter video to start, and then I want to go into the longer videos, with vlogging and all that, because I want to start vlogs. I want to start vlogs on this channel. I was originally gonna put a week worth of teaching in my last placement in place of today's video, but it didn't end up being that way, so I apologize for that. But I think that's going to be it for today. Again, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you did enjoy, again, hit that like button down below. And if you really, really love the content here and you want to know more, make sure you hit the subscribe button up here and then turn on the bell icon to make sure you never miss a video. And remember, friends, there's always one thought I like to leave in the back of my head, and is that we are changing the world one student at a time. I hope you have a good day, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.